Christmas! You just caught me practicing for my next gig. Sounds pretty cool, hey? Oh, thanks, Elf. Dear Lucy, we are 3 brothers, Ashton, Brody, and Bryant from Farmville. We would love to hear a story about Santa and his elves becoming rock stars. Oh, wow! I better keep practicing. Maybe they'll ask me to join the band. Well, if I carry on. Every Christmas Eve, Santa Claus becomes the hardest working person on Earth. He has to visit the home of every single girl and boy who have been good over the previous year. That's a lot of houses. But with a little bit of Christmas magic, he makes it round, then heads on home to the snowy north to relax. But you shouldn't think that Santa spends the rest of the year lazing around, watching movies and drinking hot chocolate. No, there are plenty of jobs to do. For example, he needs to keep his sleigh in good working order, feed and muck out the reindeer, read letters from children, and most importantly, make next year's toys. For that last task, he has an enormous workshop where his small army of elves beaver away at their workbenches, constructing trains and tractors, fluffy unicorns, transforming robots, princess dolls, skateboarding dinosaurs, and a lot more. The elves love their job, and they're extremely good at it. Santa still makes his share of the toys, and so, altogether, they get the job done. And it still leaves plenty of time to have fun. And fun is important. Santa believes everyone should have fun, and he's only happy when everyone else is happy. Santa organizes snowman making competitions and ice hockey games and movie nights and art classes and cake baking afternoons and all sorts of other fun things to do. Santa could often be spotted stroking his big white beard as he thought up another way to entertain everyone.
Ho, ho, ho! A happy team is a productive team,
Santa would say, meaning that if his elves enjoyed themselves, then they became even better at making the toys. One day, back in July, an elf called Bryant walked into Santa's office. He was carrying Santa's coffee cup and gingerbread star.
"Good morning, Santa," said Bryant cheerfully. "I've got your mid-morning snack."
Ah, Bryant, what do you think?
Asked Santa cheerfully. He was working on some new toy and would often show his new designs to Bryant for his opinion. Today, Santa was stood beside his desk holding a bright green guitar.
"Looks like a guitar,"
said Bryant as he settled the coffee cup and gingerbread on top of a pile of paperwork.
"Does it do something special, like turn into a spaceship or produce chocolate from a secret compartment?"
No, it's just a guitar,
said Santa, reaching for a pencil.
But I'll make a note of what you said. Those are good ideas.
Bryant scratched his head.
"So, what's it for then?"
For?
Repeated Santa.
Well, it's for making music.
And Santa gave the guitar a strum and then began playing. Santa Claus is coming to town.
"Ooh, I didn't know you could play,"
said the amused elf. He was nodding his head to the tune.
Ho, ho, ho,
laughed Santa.
I just don't get enough time. I was thinking of putting on a little surprise concert, just for the elves.
"Oh, good idea,"
said Bryant.
But I'm going to need a band. Do you think you could quietly find out if anyone plays any instruments?
Santa asked.
"Well, I can play the drums,"
said Bryant.
"And I can think of a couple of other elves who'd be just right for this."
Oh, excellent,
laughed Santa.
Then let's get it organized.
Santa's secret band would need to practice every day. Elf Brody was on keyboards, and Elf Ashton played bass, and together they were soon making fantastic Christmas music together. Santa thought that the surprise concert was going to be a huge success. Around Santa's workshop, is a snow-covered village where all the elves live. And right in the center of town is a beautiful theater. It was here that Santa and his band would practice, and it was here that Santa planned to hold the surprise concert the next day.
That's it,
said Santa.
perfect, just perfect.
We're sounding good,
said Brody from behind the keyboards.
Yeah, we rock!
Shouted Ashton. Bryant chuckled.
Tomorrow night's gonna be so much fun!
Ho ho ho, it most certainly is.
Agreed Santa.
We may as well leave all the instruments here. Grunch will keep an eye on them.
And with that, they headed off for a refreshing hot chocolate. Grunch was an unusual elf. In fact, Grunch wasn't even his real name. It was just what everyone called him. You see, Grunch was not a cheerful fellow. Some of the elves thought he was like the Grinch, who in the story wanted to steal Christmas. And some elves thought he was like Grumpy from the Disney film Snow White. So, rather than call him Grinch or Grumpy, the elves would call him Grunch. Grunch didn't like making toys, and he didn't much like the other elves. He preferred his own company, in the theater, where most of the time it was dark and quiet. As Santa and the three elves left and the theater door banged closed behind them, another door at the back of the stage opened, and the sour-looking Grunch shuffled out, dragging a broom.
Pah!
He said bitterly.
Stupid music!
He swung his broom around carelessly, and it collided with Santa's green guitar, causing it to topple over with a crash.
Stupid band!
He grumbled. He looked around at the instruments on the stage, and a wicked smile spread across his face. The following day, all the elves in the workshop finally learned about the secret concert to be held that evening. There was so much bustle and excitement at this unexpected treat, with everyone busying themselves, to so much chatter and laughter. That evening, after dinner, the elves of the town filed into the theater and filled every seat. Santa and his band would be playing to a packed house. Except on stage, behind the theater's heavy red curtain, it was beginning to look like there would be no concert at all.
Oh, it's a disaster,
said Bryant.
My drumsticks are missing. My keyboard's missing its power cable,
wailed Brody.
And my bass has vanished,
moaned Ashton. Santa was staring at the spot where he had left his green guitar. It was gone, too.
Strange,
he said, pulling gently at his beard.
How could this happen?
asked Brody.
Have they been stolen? We've never had to deal with a thief before,
pointed out Bryant.
The concert is doomed,
groaned Ashton.
Now,
said Santa.
Well, I think you've all been forgetting about my Christmas magic.
He held up his hand, and in a magical sparkle, a list appeared.
Is that your naughty list, Santa?
asked Bryant.
Oh, indeed it is,
said Santa, and he began to read the names on the list.
Aha, here it is. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, this will never do.
The three bandmates watched as Santa magically made the list disappear once more, before cupping his hands beside his mouth and shouting,
Grunch, a word if you please.
Slowly, the figure of Grunch shuffled onto the stage, dragging his feet as he approached. He couldn't look Santa in the eye.
Grunch, do you know anything about what happened to our instruments?
asked Santa quietly. Grunch hesitated for a moment and then nodded.
That was very naughty of you, Grunch,
Santa said sternly.
Now, why would you do such a thing?
Grunch sniffed.
I know I'm no good at making toys,
he said.
Well, I'm not very good at making friends, but I do like music. I guess I was just jealous that you didn't ask me to be in your band.
Santa put his hand on the elf's shoulder.
Well, there's still time to put this right, Grunch. Can you do that?
Yes, Santa. Sorry, Santa.
And he sloped off stage. Within minutes, he'd returned the missing items.
Well, I guess I'll be going now, he said miserably.
Not so fast,
said Santa seriously.
I think an apology is in order.
Grunch looked up.
But I did say I'm sorry, Santa.
No, not from you, Grunch. From me,
said Santa.
I should have paid you more attention. I've overlooked you all alone in this theater, so I'd like you to have these.
Suddenly, with a shimmer of magic, Santa was holding 2 sticks, the ends of which were covered in sleigh bells. He gave them a shake and they jingled and jangled.
For me?
asked Grunch in disbelief.
For you,
said Santa.
I'd like you to join our band, and I think the addition of your sleigh bells will make all our Christmas songs really come alive. Now, come along. We've got a concert to put on.
The band members took their places. The curtain was pulled back. The crowd cheered and clapped, and the music began to play. And all the elves in the theater had an absolutely wonderful time, singing and laughing and smiling. And for the first time in a long time, that included Grunch. The end.
So that you don't miss a single episode, just click that subscribe button.